What's up, guys? We are Past Pop Culture. My name is Ricky with my co-host here, Mrphen.
Hello.
And today we're going to be talking about Payday 3, kind of like all the stuff that we've been kind of going through, just trying to play the game, give a general review, also just some of the stupid stuff that's going on. We got some game devs accusing Epic of not paying royalties. Apparently, it's not a huge deal, but it's like, hey, I haven't seen any money since you acquired us and you let go of some people. So it does make Epic look kind of bad. We do have some good news, I guess. We got a Devil May Cry anime coming from Netflix, which I think it seems like Netflix is just going to start leaning more into the animation kind of stuff like that. Because then, well, I don't want to get into that too much because I think that's kind of cool. I haven't played any of the Devil May Cry games, but I always enjoy it like passively, I guess. So another interesting little movie is we're getting the Minecraft movie. I guess the script's pretty much done. We're going to have like, I don't know, the strikes are like done, the writer strike. So they're like, hey, we're going to start making the movie now. And it's like, no, can you get those strikes to last a little longer, please? Like, I don't want to deal with this. But we got the X-Men MCU also coming in. We're probably not going to be getting it for a while. I guess Kevin Feige's like, oh, no, after Secret Wars, then we'll introduce them. So it's going to be quite a long time. Counter-Strike 2 dropped, right? Everyone's playing it now. And then PlayStation head Jim Ryan. He's leaving. Sony, yeah. That's interesting that a lot of these game companies are going through like a transition, I guess, right? You got Microsoft, you got Epic, AAA is kind of like in a weird spot right now, right? Because you have like Epic where they had to lay off a bunch of people, right? Like that's the first thing I kind of want to get into is how Epic's not paying royalties. This isn't the first time. I don't think this is the first time they got accused of that, right? Because I remember they were giving out like the games for free and they're like, hey, you're not paying us or letting us know when you're giving out the games for free. You're just handing them out. Yeah. And then they're like, oh, what? Sorry. And then you had is it Mediatonic? That's the company, right?
Metatonic, whatever.
Yeah. They made some a few games like Fall Guys, I think, right? They're saying. And then that Hato Fool boyfriend.
I'm glad you said it because I don't know how the heck to say that.
I don't know how to say it. But anyways, they made some like romantic simulator game. Those like choose your own adventure kind of things. It made money, but I guess the creator's not getting paid since like 2021. And they're like, hey, what happened to those royalties? Like, it's not a big deal. Like, you guys are cool and all. I just want to know, like, I know the game's not making a bunch of money anymore, but it's like not even one sale in 2 years. Like, can I get a fact check on that? You know?
That's kind of messed up.
And they're like, oh, well, we just let it go a bunch of people. They let go of like a couple hundred. No, 870.
Oh, 70.
That's what it says, laying off around 870 employees. That's what they're saying. Around that many got laid off.
Sheesh.
And so that's a lot. So clearly Epic is bleeding. I don't know how much money Fortnite's bringing in, but I guess not enough where they either overhired or overestimated how much the Epic Store or acquiring these companies were going to make them. I don't know, but yeah, like Epic is a pretty big giant. And they're just like, okay, we're gonna have to lay off. Yeah, we're gonna have to lay off some people. So it's pretty bad when they're at the layoff phase because that makes them look like, oh shoot, what's going on here. Yeah. So I guess Fall Guys, because they acquired Fall Guys, the company that owns Fall Guys, and which is Mediatonic, and I don't know. I guess their bid to try to take some of Steam's market share just didn't work out, I guess. I mean, everyone kind of saw that coming. But I guess I don't know how much money Fortnite's making, or I should say like losing now, like comparatively. I guess maybe it's not making as much. I don't know, because
that's what I'm thinking. I think they got into trouble too many times. That's probably why they're bleeding now.
Yeah, because they had the whole Apple they have those crossovers and stuff like that. Yeah, they fought Apple. They fought a lot of people, and then you had a lot of companies that put their games on their game front and their game store, and they were just not happy about it. So they probably had to pay off some stuff there too. I don't know because they put a lot into their game engine recently.
Mhm.
And so I don't know if maybe they over invested into the game engine. You know, they own Unreal Engine. I hope everyone knows that, but just in case anyone doesn't know. Because Unreal Engine 5 and all those crazy high tech stuff that they're showing off, and oh, well, you can use these assets and like the whole Fortnite thing. And it's like, that's cool. I just don't know how many like billions of dollars they probably poured into that. And it's like game engines are pretty niche. So it's like, I don't know how much money they like making from that. If that makes sense. Like, I don't know. Because like if you look at Unity's just like, they're like, that actually affects me. I have to take down my games that like this 2 little games that I made because if people download it, I'm gonna get charged. And it's like, well, cool. And it's like,
I thought they reverted that.
Yeah, they ended up reverting that. So I was like, yeah. I remember they were like, oh, okay, maybe we're not gonna do that anymore. You know,
freaking Unity.
But I was like, oh shoot, like, oh man, like I made a couple things and then I'm like, you know what? This is where it kind of entices me further. Like, I'm just gonna make my own little game engine stuff. Like, I'm not gonna make anything complicated, but enough to put out my own games where like I control the pipeline. Because it's like, I don't think it's something Epic would do, but I wouldn't put it against Epic trying to get a little bit more, greedy, especially since they're bleeding money.
Yeah.
And you got Unity, who's getting very desperate, and they made that bid, and they were the darling. Now they're not. So, everyone's going to like Godot or was it Game Maker Studio? You have all these other ones, or everyone's probably jumping to like the Pico 8 or something. I have no idea. But it's pretty funny that Unity was just like, hey, do you guys want to see us blow up a business in real time? You want to see us like absolutely just lose tons of money? And then that's what they did. And then like, you want to see everyone get pissed off at us? That's literally what they did. And they did a flip and yeah, it was kind of
or something. Like,
yeah,
why would you even think about
that? Feeling cute, my corporation,
Oh
man, yeah. So I don't know what's going on, right? And then now we got PlayStation, we got Jim Ryan leaving, right? So I don't know, what does this really mean for Sony? I mean,
did he do anything?
I don't really know like his whole legacy or anything, but it is interesting because there's always that changing of leadership, right? That always kind of, I don't know, we're kind of just seeing all this change in leadership, right? I mean, of course, like with Nintendo, right? You have well, the whole what was he gonna be, the Mario ambassador?
Mario ambassador, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it's like you're gonna. I don't know. Yeah, it's like I don't know what's going on. It's like things are kind of changing, right? You got Unity and Epic now acting all weird. I don't know. It's just everybody's getting kind of weird on us now. But
video games, right, guys?
Yeah, so I really have no idea what's going on. But yeah, we got that Minecraft movie, right? So we still got that to look forward to, right? Buddy. They're gonna try to get it going here in like 2024. They're gonna try to get it going. Right. But I guess it's been in like, what is it called? Like writing hell or pre-production hell or whatever it is, like since like 2014. So it's like, yeah, I don't really know how this is gonna work out so well. But of course we'll go watch it, we'll go review it. So make sure to subscribe for that.
Steve.
Yep. Yeah. But we're getting that Devil May Cry anime, so that's gonna be kind of fun, right? Capcom, they're like, hey, you want to see something cool? They're gonna we're gonna do Devil May Cry. Then they greenlit it for like I don't know how many seasons, and then they're like, and then we're gonna have a Castlevania crossover. So
dang.
Yeah, like I was like, dang, they kind of mic dropped on us, right? Because we're getting that Scott Pilgrim.
That's true. Anime.
I mean, it's an anime. Yeah, I guess it would be. I was gonna say like I don't want to say cartoon because I feel like when you say cartoon, sometimes it's like people associate.
Well, they themselves said it's an anime, so yeah,
but yeah, so it's an anime. So you got like a animation adaptation, I guess. Well, that's a lot. That's too much. I'm just gonna say anime. So they have Scott Pilgrim, which I'm interested in watching.
Yep.
Of course, Devil May Cry. I haven't finished watching Castlevania. I think I'm on like the 3rd season. I haven't finished it. I haven't really been watching TV, but Castlevania is pretty good. Yeah, I've been busy, but Castlevania is pretty good. But yeah, and then Netflix is announcing all these other animated stuff and all this stuff. So
Netflix kind of popping off. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, they're popping off because they're like, yo, we can't take other people's content anymore. Everyone made their own streaming service based off of like the one TV show that everyone liked. You know, it's like,
and here they are, like, all right, we'll start doing original ideas. I guess.
So I don't mind. Like, hey, shoot, that's pretty cool that we're getting all these adaptations, and they did Castlevania pretty nice. So I highly doubt that they're gonna mess up. Like, yeah, I highly doubt they're gonna mess up. But we'll see how they mess up the X-Men, right? For Kevin Feige. So Kevin Feige's just kind of doing his own thing, I guess. He's like, we're trying to get this thing slowly going, but they're not like in a hurry to introduce the X-Men, which is fine. But man, I feel like the MCU is on fire. So it's like, I'm hoping that by the time we get to X-Men, that things kind of like get better again, if that makes sense. So like, I'm fine with it taking longer just so that they can get the dumpster fires over with, and maybe like, hey, maybe we got to try more. So then by the time X-Men come, because if they do X-Men now, they're just gonna like, I don't know. It's not going to be good.
I was going to say, just cancel everything they have now. Like, take 2 years off and then start doing X-Men stuff. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, you can do that too, but they won't do that. I'm more hoping that they're just going to like, hey, you know what? Fine, we'll get our act together. No one's watching these movies because no one is watching these movies, right?
Nobody.
Like, it's, yeah. I mean,
Disney we're not going to watch the Marvels?
Oh, dude, I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
I think that's this month. I'm not going to lie.
I don't know. Remember, almost everything after like Spider-Man, No Way Home doesn't exist to me.
Yep.
I don't.
Well, I mean, Loki season 2. How about that? That's this week.
I'll probably watch an episode, be mildly impressed, watch 2 or 3 episodes, and be like, and then leave it. That's usually what happens when I watch the shows.
Well, hopefully it's not like what was that one? Secret Invasion or whatever?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Secret Invasion, whatever it was, where just everyone's like, oh, end of the world stuff. And it's just like, oh, wow. You know? Like, I didn't even finish watching it. I'm just like,
Yeah, it was actually bad. I hate
like at least like with they did Miss Marvel. At least the main character seemed like she wanted to be there. And that's what I at least enjoyed. Because it was like, oh, it seems like she just was like, hey, this is pretty fun. You know, instead of like, I don't know, it's like everyone else just doesn't seem like they want to be there a lot of the times, right? Like with She-Hulk, it just didn't seem like they wanted to like film this or make this or, you know.
You can see the regret in their eyes.
Yeah, it was like, you know, they did the twerking She-Hulk. So, you know, just.
Every time. I hate that so much.
Yeah. But anyways, to go more on a rant, we'll talk about Payday 3. I don't think spoilers really matter in this game. It doesn't.
No spoiler.
You just go in and like, you know, you blow stuff up or you sneak around, right? So the game for us, right, just in general, has been kind of a mess. We've been I want to play the game, okay? Like I want to play the game, but every time we log in, there's like some problem, right? We finally got it to work. I don't know about now. They finally fixed everything like 100% for real.
It should be working now.
I hope that's actually working now. But it's been such a disaster, the launch. Everyone's been pissed off at the launch. People are like, I want refunds. People are like, this game sucks. Why are we doing this? Come on. It's like 2023. Can't even launch a game without the servers crashing. I don't know. Every single game is just having server problems. I guess Amazon or whatever, you know, they're just like, hey, we're going to throttle all this stuff because it's not our games or something. And their web hosting services and stuff like that.
It's just unexcusable.
It's like, I don't know. I'm just making stuff up at this point. So I think, though, that it was kind of a disgrace that they launched the game in this state. It's online always. And that's the worst part.
Yeah.
So, like, you can't play the game by yourself without it being online. And that infuriates me when you have a launch that has the servers just absolutely atrocious where like and then there's just like simple things that just weren't in the game. That's like when I would go into like Fenn's party, it'd just be like, oh, you in the party? I'm like, yeah, I've been here for 5 minutes, dude. What are you talking about? Oh, well, I didn't know. There's no noise. Like the number on the
Yeah.
very bottom of the screen updated. So it's like, sure. I mean, they're like small things, but it gets like angry. It just gets me angry when it's like, oh, everything else is a dumpster fire. So then I start like nitpicking everything. It's like, well, can you at least just add a sound in? And then like, if you would cancel the matchmaking, you would just leave your party. Like you
Yep,
just
that was
leave.
annoying.
And then, or like you just
Again,
try
no
to
noise
change.
when you leave though. So sometimes we queued and we didn't even know
Yeah.
like we're by
And then like,
ourselves.
I could queue within the queue. So like
Yeah,
I
oh
can try
yeah,
to
that
queue.
was
Yeah. And
weird.
like, I was like, and then it didn't work because the game didn't work in general. So I don't
Yeah,
know what would have happened if I would have been able to queue. We can't queue anyway. So,
yeah.
it didn't matter. It was the illusion of choice right there that like, oh, what is this, a glitch? No, it can't be a glitch if nothing works. Right. So it's just, yeah, like it was just a dumpster fire that shouldn't have existed.
Yes.
It shouldn't have been allowed to be dumped
And
on
that's
us
after a
in the
stress
state.
test, by the way.
Yeah, so I don't know why they think it's acceptable to release the games like this. And like, cause we got it on Game Pass, right? So I still paid money for the Game Pass, but I didn't pay the like, 60, 70 bones somebody else might have had to pay. And
Yikes.
I would have been pretty pissed day one to go boot
I
up
would
my
have
game
refunded.
after work. And then just to be like, oh no, you can't get on the game. Oh, well, that's fine. I get it. Sometimes the servers are bad. Things are overloaded. It is day one. Well, why don't I just play offline? I'll go a few rounds by myself to warm up, learn the game. Oh no, it's online only, so you can't do that. And then it's just like, well, I guess I'll just not play the game. Like, for
Just play
this,
the
that you
tutorial.
paid, however many dollars for, and and it's like, well, yeah, you're just stuck playing tutorial. Like, it's just, I didn't even do the tutorial, so I don't even know if it was a good tutorial or not. I was just like, get me in the game. This is fun. Woo! I want to rob people. And then we ended up being robbed of our time by the developers. So, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's just,
okay.
I don't know. I just don't like it that we keep getting these games that are like half baked, half finished. Because of course, it's just they don't give the developers enough time. But it's like they just
Yeah.
greenlight these projects and they're just like, okay, just ship it out the door. And
Oh,
then,
loading screen works. All right, game works. That's
yeah,
it.
oh, it can take microtransactions. All right, buddy, that's enough.
Make sure the
That's
stop
enough
working
game.
though. All right.
That's enough game development. Like,
Yeah.
remember, like in Call of Duty, when the microtransactions would work, but not the servers, or like
That
Halo,
just
same
happened
thing.
again too in Call of Duty for season 6. You would buy the battle pass and you wouldn't get any of the credit for it. Like you wouldn't get anything. And so they did a day like 2 minutes later. They fixed that thing. I was like, huh? I wonder why. Stupid money,
Yeah,
microtransactions. Fix
it
that
just,
before they even fix the stupid game.
yeah, it's just you gotta love it. You gotta love it, man. But I don't know. It's just such a weird state of games that like it's sad that like because it's not like Payday was just like, I mean, I wouldn't call it like a huge franchise or anything, but it was pretty big back in the day, I would say. Like
Yeah, it
most
was
people are like
fun.
it was, yeah, like it's recognizable enough where if you did a follow-up, people are gonna want to play it. So
Yeah.
it's like for it to kind of just like
Not
not
work.
stick the landing. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like we're doing anything new here, right? Like it's you let 4 players load into a map, right? Like we're not doing like quantum physics here to get us like all of our consciousness to like sync together in like the 5th dimension, right? Like it's we're loading
Okay.
into a game. It's like we're not doing anything else. I don't know. I really don't know. It's like why? Like, don't get me wrong. It's hard to program that stuff. I've seen very little like snippets of code. I'm like, I'm not even trying to pretend to understand that stuff. So
Yeah.
like, I get it. Networking is hard, but it's like, I don't know. It's just, I guess
I mean,
it's just they
their
get the
job, so
microtransact. Yeah,
know.
they get the microtransactions to work, and then like I said, they just ship the game out, and it's just like, man, it'd be nice day one. Like I don't know, like when has a game launched day one that isn't some like
Single
indie
player.
game or double A game that like, or not even single player, like just like a multiplayer game that launches that works day one without any like crazy bugs or anything, right? Like we very rarely get those now, and it's
Trying to
like
think of
that
one.
used to be That used to be the norm where it's like you would just buy Call of Duty, right?
Yep.
And then you just play it. You just play Call of Duty. Like you would just download Halo and it would work. It would just wow, like it just works. You can find a match and you can play the game for as long as you want, right? Like I don't know why this is such a novel idea for like a lot of these companies.
I wonder what happened. Like, why is it
just
so
they
different
got greedy. So it's like the games are too expensive to make, so they need to ship them out sooner, right? People get antsy, they want the game sooner, and they just ship it out. As long as the microtransactions work, they'll just make it up to the player base later, right? And it's just like, man, just like a game to work. I think, sometimes it's like nice when I just load up a game and it's like it works, where it's not like we're struggling. But in terms of gameplay, the gameplay is, well, Payday. If you enjoy Payday, you're gonna like it. Like it doesn't do anything too outside of Payday's like scope. There are some like those like enemies and stuff, the kind of newer stuff that like kick you in the face, or you got like kind of newer enemies. I'm not against it, but it adds a little bit of flavor there, kind of for you to start screaming and yelling like for help. But in terms of like the missions and stuff, they're enjoyable. They're fine, right?
Except
like
for the club
the
one.
the only one that we didn't like was like there was like a club heist. We had to steal the crypto wallet, and that one was just kind of like I'm not sure. It was just really convoluted, the map layout. So we were like getting turned around like really bad. We're like, wait.
I don't know if that was just skill issue or I don't know.
Yeah,
that made me not like the game, to be honest. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, like that made me kind of like, all right. Like the mission was like really long and like all this stuff, but I mean, but everything else was fine. Like my favorite one was like when we did the jewelry heist.
Oh, okay, that was fun.
When we were able to sneak around the back, like when you're actually able to do the sneaking, it's fun, right? Like, oh, okay, this and that, and it's like it's an enjoyable gameplay. The gameplay loop is enjoyable. I'd like to play it more, but we'll see, because it's just like if it's too infuriating to play, because I think like I was editing the footage, right, so that we'll put some clips up on our YouTube, past pop culture, right? So I was looking through it, and I'm like, wow, most of the stream was us waiting to get into a game.
Maybe we should just put that on YouTube, right?
Yeah,
waiting simulator.
Yeah, like Payday 2, like waiting simulator. Just like it's literally us just waiting in the lobby. But I don't know.
I don't like that at all. I don't know.
Yeah, so that was the main gripe, and that's why I'm like a bit angry about it. Where it's like, oh my gosh, are you serious, dude? Like, I just want to play the game, and so that's where it kind of fails. In terms of like honestly, it's kind of hard to rate it, because it's like, okay, it is a little bit hard to rate it. Honestly, I'd just give it a 7 out of 10, because I really don't know. I'd give it a 7 out of 10, and if I can exclude all the problems, I would give it a 7 out of 10. I don't think it like did anything great. I don't think it did anything wrong. I think you're getting what you're getting. I just think 7 out of 10.
I give it like a 6. That's being generous. I don't know. I remember playing Payday 2, but I can't remember if I liked it. And then with this one, day one, we're trying to play it. That turned me off like really hard. And then when we did kind of play it, there's still like the issues, and then like my game just looked ugly, even though it was on like settings were on high. Like I had no hair for whatever reason. That kind of bothered me. We played on normal, so we didn't play on like the hardest, but I felt like the AI was just kind of
wonky,
kind of easy, and then you just have that random shadow guy just like one shot you for whatever reason.
Negative, just knocked on the ground.
Yeah, so it's like the gameplay is okay. I think it'd been fun if we can stealth all of it, but like we can put on our mask or take off our mask, or you can like do takedowns without your mask. I think it would have been
better if we had all 4 players, because it was just me and you, and then the AI people were like, they only really did anything.
Oh yeah, and the AI for if it's just 2 out of 4. Oh my gosh, they're so stupid. And then if you throw on like the money and you give them the money or whatever, it doesn't count. So if you give them money, like you just lose 2 little bags of money, and it's just like, okay, this AI needs to. Who made this? Who programmed these AI? 2-year-olds?
Chat GPT, the AI programmed it itself.
It's
No,
I don't
but
know. It needs work.
it definitely needs a lot of work, though. The game does need a lot of work to make things a little more fleshed out. But I think it's still like it's the Payday experience.
Yeah.
It still is. So,
Not
like,
very
I
fair.
enjoyed aspects of it. If I had to pay for it full price, I think I would definitely drop down the rating. But I still give it a 7 out of 10. I think it's like it's enjoyable. If you get it on Game Pass, play a few rounds.
Mhm.
That's really what it's worth. Is that if you get it on Game Pass, I wouldn't pay full price for it. Or if you can get it for like really cheap on Steam, then yeah. But the gunplay perfectly fine. I think uh the missions
There's like no
themselves.
tasers or something. I don't know.
I think you're right though. I think it would be nice to have a little bit more flavor in terms of what you're allowed to do.
Yeah, because everything's behind the mask, so
yes,
which is kind of stupid.
but that's Payday kind of thing, you know.
I know,
like,
but
yeah, like I know.
why
what you
can't
mean,
I choke a guy out without a mask?
Yeah,
Come on,
well,
guys. In game. Sorry.
Halloween, you're gonna be a menace.
Yeah, it is October 2nd.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's just kind of one of those things, I think. But yeah, play it on Game Pass. I wouldn't buy it. I would highly advise you not to buy it.
Please don't.
I think it's better just to play it on Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know how much money from Game Pass the developers get, right? Like, I don't know how that all breaks down. Like, Microsoft pays the Payday 2 developers for having their game on their service. Like, I don't know how that breaks down, right? Maybe it's like a Unity model. Every time someone downloads it. No, I'm just kidding. No, but yeah, like, so I think it's just like pay the $10 for Game Pass, pay the, I get, the troll toll, and then just like play it, try it out. If you like it that much, you can buy it, but I don't know. It's probably gonna be unsupported in like 6 months, and then the servers will be down in a year. That's kind of usually how these things roll now, right? But
unfortunately,
no, yeah. But for us though, you can live without it. I wonder what the I wonder what the Payday 2 and the Payday 3 player counts are looking like. I think that'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, we should read that Reddit. That'd be very interesting.
Yeah, but that kind of wraps up today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, I very much appreciate a like and subscribe if you're listening to us on YouTube. If you're listening to us on your preferred podcast listening platform, thumbs up, heart it, leave a good review. We very much appreciate any and all support. And yeah, check us out on social media at Past the Pop Culture. We'll let you guys know when we go live. We go live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Past the Pop Culture. And yeah, we're going to be streaming some. Well, we're going to try that. Was it My Hero game?
Ultimate Rumble
Battle Royale. Yeah, I don't know. It's the My Hero Battle Royale. If it's garbage, we're just going to go play COD or something because you got that new update. So, yeah. So thanks for listening, guys. Appreciate it. See you.
Bye.